Oh, hi, everybody, and we are here with Chris Baker, who is back in the Game Life studios after a long absence. Nice to have you back.
Very, very nice to be back.
E3 is coming up, and we wanted to talk to you guys about what our predictions are for this most crazy of video gaming shows.
So, what's going to happen this year? One, new consoles. There won't be any.
Yeah, none. Absolutely none. No. It's not going to happen. The economy is weak. They weren't going to do it anyway, even if the economy was great.
Yeah, they weren't making money, off existing games because it costs so much to develop for the current generation of consoles. So
they love the consoles they have now. Everybody's sticking with them. Number two, might not be any new consoles, but I definitely think Sony is going to show a new version of the PSP. Maybe it's going to have a touchscreen. It's probably not going to have a disk drive. It's probably just going to download games.
Yeah, I think Sony has done okay selling the actual PSPs, but they haven't been selling the games that you play on it, and that's where they make all the money. So this is kind of a last-ditch effort to appeal to people with games, to maybe, counteract the piracy we've been seeing with the PSP.
And to compete with the Nintendo DSi and the iPhone, both of which are big threats to Sony right now.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have a lot of new, not going to see new consoles, but number three, I definitely think we're going to see a big focus on accessories this year.
And I think the biggest accessory is going to be the Wii Motion Plus, which the knock on the Wii controller has been that it's not precise enough. And this adds a much greater level of precision to tracking your movements, and it will be interesting to see how people respond to this. Do they think, okay, this is a game changer, this is going to let us see a bunch of new games, or will they say, it's slightly more accurate Wii controller?
That's all it needs to be, Baker. Nintendo already changed the game. Maybe we're going to see Microsoft and Sony unveil motion controllers too.
Nintendo already changed the game.
They did. What?
Okay. No,
all Nintendo needs is to continue its current level of success, and Wii Motion Plus is one of the ways in which they might do that. I think we're going to see content from Nintendo this year aiming at hardcore gamers. I think they know they disappointed the hardcore. I mean, if they'd just shown Punch-Out or Sin and Punishment last year, they could have avoided all these internet flames and all these problems that they had.
At the very least, a greater focus on hardcore-friendly games. Maybe, a big release that just gets all the hardcores in a frenzy.
Certainly we're going to see a whole lot of sequels. I mean, obviously
Yes.
It's the video game industry. We see a lot of sequels anyway. But number four prediction is definitely economy causing people to rely on old franchises and really try to go for surefire hits.
Sure. I mean, there's always been this knock that the game publishers play it safe and keep their games cheap. This year, the watchword is panic. There have been so many games over the last holiday seasons that cost tens of millions of dollars to make and didn't earn a fraction of that back. We're going to see, a lot of games, that companies wish they hadn't greenlighted 2 years ago. We're going to see a lot of games that just sort of iterate on existing assets. The way that Guitar Hero will just keep putting out new games with just new songs in the existing game.
Right, but even beyond that, like how Halo 3
Absolutely.
ODST, I mean, that's not a sequel to Halo 3. That is using the Halo 3 engine to try to build a new game that costs less money to make.
The Fallout 3, the GTA expansions, expect to see more of that sort of thing as well.
Okay, and our final prediction is, my prediction is that people think that E3 is going to go back to the old E3 and that it's going to be just as glitzy as it was 3 years ago. I don't necessarily think so. I think A, the economy, and B, just, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be like this huge, big thing. I think it's really just going to be maybe a little disappointing.
And I will, on a related note, I'll predict that E3 has always been about, a forum to show off the big AAA releases. At a time when, frankly, I think the most interesting stuff is the free browser-based MMOs, the little indie games that a guy makes in his garage. I predict those will get short shrift at E3 this year, and a lot more people will notice their absence than have in years past.
Baker, this is all well and good, this even-handed industry analysis we've been doing. We should make some crazy predictions, like, a new console from Sega or something like that.
September 9th, 2009,
Yep.
New Sega console.
Absolutely, definitely.
I don't know. There will be a new game from the Shadow of the Colossus team.
Man, fingers crossed. Like, I certainly hope that happens. I can't wait to play this game. And it's like, come on, guys. Get it out there.
we'll go out on a limb. What are we going to see?
My going out on a limb is that saying that hardcore gamers will be happy after Nintendo's press conference. There's an outside shot that maybe they will be.
We'll see.
Yeah.